Bienvenidos y bienvenidas al podcast de inventario.pro, un espacio donde explicamos historias reales de negocios que combinan las ventajas del mundo digital con el sector automoción. Esto es Motor Digital.
Hello and welcome to the second chapter of the mini-series, The Impact of AI in Automotive Retail. We have today a very nice and prominent guest, Jens-Peter Sjöberg.
Hi.
Hello again. This second episode belongs to a three-chapter mini-series. In the first chapter we were covering very briefly, in a very introductory way, the AI revolution in automotive retail, which is already affecting a lot of parts of the industry, that is covering the impact of AI in automotive retail. And now we are going to jump to the present. We are recording that episode, Jens-Peter, in second half of 2025, right? In the first episode, you were mentioning that let's talk about short term and then with a more futuristic way, where are we headed on this? But in the short term, you were mentioning that there are already some specific use cases of AI that needed to be, we could go deep one by one, Jens-Peter. Jens-Peter is the co-founder of Phyron. Phyron is a company dedicated to personalized video ads. He's got a lot of track of experience and in different aspects of digital, but mostly with AI. And Phyron is a very expert company doing especially personalized video ads with the information of the cars. Jens-Peter, you were relating a list of AI use cases: chatbots, personalized video ads, dynamic pricing, helping the buyer, assistance to help the buyer, some kind of inventory forecasting, automated content creation. Would you like to go one by one, reviewing what is the current impact of each solution AI case?
Yes, sure. Where do you want me to start? With chatbots? I mean, chatbots is one of them.
It's the first that comes to our mind, but there are more cases.
It's been heavily used the last couple of years, I would say.
Yes.
A lot of dealers has integrated it. It has shown a lot of effect, and we can see both in the retention and in actual leads and sales, it's over the board pretty good results. And because of during these 2 years, it's also been developed quite a lot, and small agentic features has been implemented last year, I would say, that makes it even more efficient. So it's definitely something that works, I would say.
And the level of penetration in the dealerships is really high in terms of the share of dealer websites and dealerships that use it. They are using chatbots for different purposes, right?
Yes. So you can have it for you can have it for the sale or just picking up the lead on the site. You can have it for any purpose, sort of.
Let me say for the last part of this episode about AI agents, because we need to describe what is an AI agent or what we understand with AI agent. But let me jump to personalized video ads and actions on the multimedia regarding the car. What do you think that is the current state compared to 2 years ago? In what's really next in the next months, what's going to change in that field?
So first of all, it's I would say it's quality. Quality is one of the big things, and quality is entertaining. So that the effect of that will be retention, and also I would say interest in general, which is really interesting. Like how much time do I put into a specific car? That will rise quite a lot coming or not. I mean, it is already. You can see the numbers. We also have the actual. I mean, this is all presentation of the car, and it's from these last 2 years. It's been amazing what you can do with the Gen AI things with specifics, and that this is just progressing like so fast. It's actually pretty hard to predict exactly what will happen. But I think where we are now, it's compared to what we had 1 year ago is just amazing. There is a couple of bottlenecks with all this, and that is how with all content production, especially when it comes to visual content like images and video and others, is the compute bandwidth. So when that will definitely to keep the costs down per car. That's actually one of the hardest things today, I would say. Not to get quality, but quality costs still. So that's interesting. We can dive deeper into that, but I just wanted to mention it.
Yes, let me save that specific question because it affects to people that it's trying to create solutions, and you've got a lot of experience on that. I will make a separate section of this podcast. What about the other use cases that you mentioned? Dynamic pricing, for example.
Yeah, so dynamic pricing is definitely progressing and getting more advanced. I would say getting the progressive pricing to a point where it's actually showing the ROI you want. I think that we will have to do some sort of noise reduction and train on more noise than that's trained on today. So today it's based on a lot of logic, I would say, and the price is also weight towards financing and things like that. So and I think those data points can be even better. But it's definitely something that's working and progressing to date. And I don't have any numbers on the actual outcomes, but it's definitely something that to look into.
Okay. What about assistance to help to buy the car? I think we have two different angles here. If you are a consumer and you want to buy a car, you are start asking, instead of looking in like the traditional search in Google, you start talking to some kind of, let's say, ChatGPT or any kind of chats that can help you with that. What do you think about this use case of AI, which is outside of the dealer, but it will affect the dealer for sure?
Yeah, of course. I mean, there are some small tools out there like this. They are obviously not fully developed yet, I would say, at least, but they can give you suggestions. And we have had suggestions, right, on products for a long time, over 5 years, I would say, not specifically on cars, but on products in general.
Yes.
So, I mean, you could, I think this is a hard one because you could do this with ChatGPT today, right? So, and in a way. But the question is that what people want? That this is my question about it. I think it's a really good thing if you're looking for a car today, use some sort of agent to help you get the input of that. But what but that needs to be implemented in a much, much deeper way to get it really, really
What do you
working.
mean?
So I think we're coming into that subject later, but it's about getting your actual profile from the beginning. Like,
okay.
Who am I? And if you have that profile, this way of thinking and using an AI agent is much more interesting in my point of view, at least, because that will affect other parts. But where we are today, I think.
What we are today, it's much more informative, right?
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's more. It's almost like doing a logical kind of search for something. Yeah.
It will substitute somehow the search of the car.
Yeah. And you can get more suggestions. Yeah.
Not the search of the car, but maybe the reading of motor magazines and motor websites.
Exactly.
I know what you mean, that in the current state of the process, then we will make some prospection. I have some other questions for you. What about the current use in inventory forecasting? The current state of the art?
It's also quite much on logic. I know that the development is done, and I've seen a couple of solutions on it. This is obviously not my specific part in what I do, but I know there is progressing development on it. I think that these are all dots. So as today, I think it works. It's really good if you're a large dealer today. If you have multiply rooftops and so on, I think it's really good to be able to surround this together with the logistics of the cars. So this could mean that you're selling a car one day faster, you earn money, right? So I think in that sense, it's really, really important to look into this today.
Okay.
Yeah.
And finally, we have the issue of AI agents, as you mentioned before. What kind of AI agents do you know that in the current state of the situation, second half of 2025, they are progressing the most and they are the most used?
I mean, I would say a lot of the chatbots are getting there. So I'm not, but any specifics, I don't have any specific platforms doing it. No, but you could use AI agents as they are and do your tasks today. And this is obviously something that should be used in not just on a consumer level, but also for a dealership in that sense. But yeah, sorry.
The AI agent will do some things in an autonomous way. Okay, yeah. There will be guardrails and not to go over some limits, and to try not to allow the agent to go outside of the limits that the dealer wants. But do you think that they are already using AI agents today in an effective way, dealerships, or it's something that will be developed in the future? To set up, for example, without human intervention, an after-sales meeting.
I don't think it's used to that extent, to be honest. I think people have started experimenting and seeing maybe numbers, but I to the extent that you actually can use this, I don't think it's there, because if I look over the board of AI being used, it's quite, it's quite conservative in the sense of new technology. So I've seen examples of it, but nothing in the scope of what it could be.
And that connects with the next question. You were mentioning before that there is a challenge for the creators of digital products based on AI to combine the speed of innovation with the cost that you need to convert into a cost of this product to make then a profit when you sell this product. in your experience, because you are really struggling with this since the first day you were using AI, there is a cost to use the AI, and then there is a profit when you sell that product combined with other technologies. Could you explain, please, what is your most concerning issues when you try to set up this kind of, let's say, productization of the solution? When you try to get a product to be sold on the market based on AI, and to be sure that you will have good quality, as you mentioned before, combined with the cost of the product.
Yeah, so I could do so you have, for example, today you have the big video models that are really general, right? We could look at them and say, oh, the result is amazing. What you have to understand is that they're trained with billions of dollars, all of them. So this is like to do something that output that is more or less impossible for a startup or something like that. That's one aspect of it. And what is the cost? The cost is, that's compute. That's what it is. It's getting the data set in the right order and then compute. Then when you have the model ready, you have to ask the model for material. You have to make it generate, right? That cost is also high. So if you look at the big models today, they charge about 10 cents a second, something like that. 10, 15 cents a second, it depends. And if you count that towards the cost it would take to do a 1 minute video spot, that's quite a lot of money for that video spot. And that's not the logic or anything around it. It's just the plain cost of that model. So that's sort of the big picture. Then when you break it down, how we did it from the beginning was a combination between logic and, much like an agent, but with specifics. So it's more Lego bits. So we use the Lego bits to keep that. Then we know that this takes this amount of bandwidth on the GPU. What can we do to optimize this bit? Because it's taking too long. Then we can optimize it in layers with Lego bits and get the more or less the same result, or you won't see the difference at least. So that's how we tackle this, with a lot of small models and a lot of logic around them. So that's the thing. Instead of having a big, large general model, those are the. Yeah.
But are AI prices changing a lot every month, every 2 months for you to make changes in how much AI you have to put in videos? Because that's the question. It's getting cheaper, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
But how can you combine this with the evolution of the capabilities that they have in videos? Because you're right. Every time there are better and better videos, but you need to play with the cost. So how you combine this?
It's like the cost of compute, I would say, is dropping. It's dropping slowly, but the quality is going up. So
Okay.
so the cost is dropping at this stage doesn't really matter, because the quality is leveling up. So yeah.
You cannot go. You don't go down really with the cost. You go up with the quality. Is that what you mean? Right?
Yeah. And this is something obviously you can choose as a company. For example, if you developing AI, you can choose, this is the quality we want. Then you can do a faster ROI. But I think that if you look at the big ones, they do the opposite. So they raise the quality all the time. That's the goal right now.
And do you think that this will happen not only in video or content generation, but in any field of AI, that quality will rise, but cost will be the same or similar?
Absolutely.
So it gives you in terms of economic unit economics some kind of stability of, if doesn't affect the price of the product, you can play with the stability in the cost of the product. So you've got some.
Yeah. But then we're getting into quite deep water because there's other aspects to it also. I mean, for example, one of the big things will be the lack of data to actually compute. And that will become its business on its own, I would say. So in 5 years' time, you'll see data companies that actually sell data sets in a way that we've never seen before, because that is going to be the bottleneck. That and the hardware development to actually progress.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. For car dealers and automotive professionals, looking at the short term and the impact of AI, what could be your best 3 advices you can give to them?
Automating the content, for sure, with a platform like Phyron. That's the first one I would say. It's really cost efficient. It's proven to sell cars much faster. It's just it's an easy ROI. I would also look at this is really important. So a whole dealership, the employees in the dealership should adapt to AI. I mean, not just, this is a general kind of tip for everyone, is that there should be an incentive from the management that everybody in the dealership, in the dealer group, should put their heads around AI, and how they do it, that's up to them. But just being in, I can give an example which is pretty interesting.
Yes, please.
I'm not, the best developer there is. I'm really good at coming up with ideas, right? So 2 years ago, I programmed my own ideas, and today I can do that, but I do it 15 times faster.
Why?
15 times.
Why?
Because I use AI. That's such an improvement in productivity that even if you have this implemented in the dealership today, just using 2 platforms of AI with LLMs, that I will promise that you can improve the productivity like 3 times for each employee. And this is something that a lot of people and businesses has adapted this, but I think it could be done in a much even more really, really adapted.
And you propose, or you suggest as an advice, to have this kind of adaptation inside the dealership at every level of the company, starting from the very top management of the company, even the ownership, down to the most, in a whole way.
Yeah, because it will show effect. I mean, there is no doubt about it. It will show effect, and you can get that effect really fast, I would say.
Okay.
And the third one would be to look at, in a sense, I would say, logistics together with driven pricing. Like, so you should combine your stock together with some sort of pricing feature where you can but in general it's pricing, it's data driven pricing, I would say, is one thing that's really.
Could we say as a third advice that prepare your data, because they need to, at least the first party data, they have to prepare the data to get ready to be analyzed by an AI.
Exactly. And also put their heads around the data, because I see a lot of data coming to us, but a lot of the times they don't even know what kind of data they have. So this is something that I think is really, really important to put your head around the data you actually have. And also this, this goes over the board to optimize the whole digital journey for a customer. Over the board, I would say. So that's really, really important.
Okay. It's a very good set of advices in the short term. I would like to continue in the next chapter, if you agree with this, to make a more deep, a longer term projection of what's going on with AI and how could be described, or how could work a dealer or a company dedicated to the automotive retail in a period that we sometimes even find difficult to imagine because of the pace of changes. Yeah. But for the short term, I think we've made a quite good general reviewing. I know that some listeners to this chapter, they will find it hard to understand because they don't come from AI. Some AI hard workers, they will see so basic things. But the problem is that we try to cover in this podcast, again, the intersection between the digital innovation and the automotive sector, especially automotive retail, which is a sector that we are covering in this podcast, but also in other episodes we are talking about, and you mentioned it before, that this is a little bit conservative sector in terms of changing. But AI is going really, really to impact very hard on this chapter. And this is what I would like to do with you in the next chapter. We are going to talk about the future of automotive retail, which is not the present, but what could be like a dealer when AI goes really deep in the sector. Okay, so Jens-Peter Sjöberg, thank you very much for this interesting chat, and let's go back. Let's go now to the third chapter of the mini-series of the impact AI in automotive retail. Thank you very much.
Inventario.pro es una plataforma de servicios digitales específicos para profesionales de la automoción. Te ofrecemos el mejor hub de anuncios para la multipublicación de tu stock, nuestros bots para que ahorres tiempo o generes más negocio usando automatizaciones. Además, somos especialistas en crear webs de motor muy fiables y de primera calidad. Si eres un profesional de la automoción, te esperamos. Visita inventario.pro para más información.